The World Health Organization of the United Nations, with its leading medical and psychiatric experts from over 100 member nations, has this to say about marijuana being habit-forming without one dissenting vote. That may be true for the great majority who smoke pot, but it's not true for the many thousands who have gone on to acid, amphetamines, barbiturates, and end up on heroin. However, it is not a fact that practically everyone on grass turns into a flaky drug addict. That's just not true. Every informed person knows this. What is true may be discovered in this Narcotics Rehabilitation Center in some of the group therapy sessions, where we will learn what former drug addicts have to say about marijuana turning them onto hard drugs.
How many of you started on pot before you started heroin?
I did.
I did too.
I did too.
I did.
So did I.
I did.
I did.
Me too. Me too. I did. I did. So did I.
I did. That means all of you have used marijuana then?
Yeah. I was 11 when I first started using
I was about 19.
I think it's kind of hard to deal marijuana because it's so bulky, you know, and you have to go through the trouble of chopping it up and cleaning it. I think it's much easier to deal heroin, you know, than marijuana.
Really, because, you know, all that bulk and everything, it's much easier just to have a small bag of balloon that you can carry, and then you can cut that up and get a lot more money for it.
You know, and all the trouble you have to go through with it, you know, like cutting it up, especially if you get a kilo, you know, you have to cut it up, then you have to clean it, you know, and then you have to roll it and box it, you know, and can it. You know, it's just a big, really big hassle behind it, you know.
That's why I think the dealers go on to dealing heroin and then get us to buying heroin.
I think if you smoke marijuana or take pills or get loaded in any way at all, that you will be accepted into the dope world and eventually you will have contact with this environment.
I definitely think that if you get loaded on marijuana, you are subjected to the environment, and it does become readily available to you. That's the way it is, man. You know, when you're around a crowd and you're all smoking weed, and then they start using some other drug, and you go right ahead along with them, and you end up using it and get higher, and then the weed isn't good enough anymore, and then you turn on to heroin too.
Most of you started smoking marijuana when you were introduced to narcotics.
I did. I started smoking weed.
Did
Not me.
For me it was, but I wanted a different high, you know, and weed wasn't, it wasn't good enough, and I heard that heroin and stimulants, crystals, were a better high, and that's why I went to them, you know.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I guess a lot of people started that way. Speaking for myself, I did.
I started on weed and got burned out, and I needed something stronger, so I went to heroin.
Well, I started smoking weed, you know, because I was running away from something which was myself. And out of all the, I've run through a lot of highs trying to run away from myself: heroin, LSD, methadone. I like marijuana. I just couldn't handle it myself. I was looking for something else.
I myself think really the real reason I started smoking marijuana, man, because usually I was one of the younger dudes from my neighborhood. I wanted to be accepted. I was weak, scared, and from this it led to heroin, and it's just been an endless time of going to jail back and forth, man. I don't like it, and I hope nobody else will use this, not because of the fact that it's bad itself, but what it leads to, man. This is the way I feel.
Well, I can only speak for myself, but I imagine some of the other dudes in here feel the same way I do about it, that some people are addictive prone to it. I mean, like myself, I can't handle it because, I mean, this is just the way I am. I use it for an escape. I did it before I came in here. I hope when I go out that I've changed, in which I feel that I have, but I'm a small minority of people that we can't handle anything, you know, like my alcohol, I can't handle that. I couldn't handle heroin. I mean, weed because I needed something stronger to escape or anything else like that. And there's more people like me that I feel, you know. And I imagine some of the other dudes in here could go along with that.
You couldn't handle liquor either.
No.
Yeah, it's a personality thing where there's a lot of people that can go out there and enjoy.
These are the files of the Research and Statistics Office of this Narcotics Rehabilitation Center. It's like out of 100 drawers, 95 of them are filled with file folders of people who have started on marijuana. The rest started on glue, pills, alcohol, and a few on heroin itself. A more accurate percentage is 78% of the inmates started on marijuana. However, what the computer doesn't say is,
There's certain kind of people that'll avoid taking care of business and will turn to grass when they get hung up and forget about everything else they're supposed to do when they're behind grass.
Marijuana doesn't, it's not addictive, but by using it, you don't do the things that you should do. For instance, like in school, you try to do the things that you have to do in school, but your mind is it's not all there, you understand?
Nobody can tell me what to do with my own body, what I can eat, drink, or smoke. This is a free country, and nobody has the right to take away my constitutional rights.
that could be a fact if you were the only one affected by what you do. But the Constitution and the laws that came out of it were designed to protect the individual and the group from irresponsible individuals, which is why there are speeding laws, building safety laws, pure food laws, pure drug laws, laws to protect your money, laws to protect children, laws to protect the aged, and even a law to protect you from taking your own life. Law after law after law, all of them hopefully designed by a democratic government to protect both the individual and the group. From aspirin to the latest vaccines, the manufacture and control of all drugs is government supervised. Would you really want it any other way? Like without government supervision? As a drug, marijuana comes under the supervision of the federal and state governments. It is the assigned work of the police to enforce the law. It is not something they dreamed up on their own. From the 10 Commandments to the Constitution, man has made laws to protect him from hurting himself in the common interest of the group called society. Doctors, psychiatrists, social scientists, chemists, biochemists, basically people who are not primarily concerned with the ethics or morality of the use of marijuana, have provided their expert knowledge to our legislators, which in turn has caused them to pass laws to make marijuana illegal, not as a matter of morality, but as a matter of health, mental health, period.